I'm Stephanie, and this is Travis. Together we bought a Hunter 42 Passage that we called Jibsea. We sold almost everything that we owned and moved aboard. After living on Jibsea through a Toronto winter, we decided that we had to get down south. Though we've got very little sailing experience, we decided to leave it all behind in our home country Canada to live out our dream in sailing the world. We're so pumped to share this adventure of a lifetime. This week on Sailing Jibsea, we're doing an overnight passage from Great Anagua in the Bahamas to Luperon, Dominican Republic. Crossing to the Dominican from Great Anagua isn't the most preferred route, but as mentioned in last week's video, the new checkout process in the Bahamas, in conjunction with pandemic restrictions, made it less favorable to take the thornless path from Mayaguana, Bahamas, to Turks and Caicos to Luperon, Dominican Republic. Fortunately for us, a great weather window took the thorns out of our passage and we had a smooth motor sail crossing with east-southeast winds on the nose.
Hey, you hypocrite! Where's your life jacket?
We're hardly moving! Due to the direction of the wind, we only got maybe 2 hours of sailing with the engines off. The sea state was pretty calm and the waves were only about 3 feet.
It's a 143 nautical mile sail / motor because we just didn't have the winds, but we had to get here before a front came in and we would have been stuck in Anagua for quite some time. But we made it. It's super early right now, but check it out.
Following the start of the pandemic, we had read a lot of discouraging things about visiting Luperon. With regards to bribes and safety in the anchorage, we wanted to fully avoid the country, but we'll show you what the check-in process was like and what it's actually like there. Hug it! Papo guided us into the mooring ball here. Guided us in, gave us the rope.
$10 flag, that's a nice looking flag.
Gave us a courtesy flag
That's
for $10.
super cool, and it's actually like a nice flag.
Yeah, and then he took our jerry cans for diesel, and he's gonna get those filled up for us. So all of that, like, before we even turned off the engine. And then now he's gonna go help our friends. It's not windy, but the quarantine flag is up there once again. Not jumping in this water. It doesn't look as inviting as the Bahamas. And a good thing we filled up the water tanks before we got here, eh?
Yeah, that's what it said on there. The water was kind of gross, so it made sense to get a full water tank.
We just had agriculture, I guess the Department of Agriculture, come over on their little boat and ask us a couple questions. They're over there. Pretty much just jotted down our name and asked us where our ports were. Didn't speak any English, really. And it was $10 to pay to the Department of Agriculture. And then I guess we'll have to do customs, immigration. I think there's one more thing. Can't remember it right now.
Customs, immigration.
Customs, immigrations.
Oh, I think the Navy.
The Navy, also known as the Armada, actually came around and boarded Jibsea for a few minutes, where we did some paperwork and were required to take a photo with the official. We're gonna go to the dock over there, tie up our dinghy, and then apparently it's like a 2-minute walk into town to go to all the other offices. Many agents and officials do not speak English. There were 2 people we encountered during the check-in process that spoke English, so we didn't have any issues. On the far left building closest to town was immigrations, where we paid $70. Here we are at customs, where there were no fees. We just sat patiently as the gentleman filled out forms. At the Port Authority, we paid $10 for entry into the harbor and an additional $20 for our boat, which included a 30-day tourist card.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, after the Bahamas, 2.5 months in the Bahamas.
It's like overstimulation right now with all the sounds.
Yeah.
As we travel from country to country, we've been staying connected by using SIM cards and buying data plans. We had pretty good LTE reception from Altice.
Getting our phones figured out. Pretty cool.
Definitely feels like we're in another country.
Yeah.
So different from the Bahamas.
Yeah, Bahamas desolate to
Really lively food and way cheaper prices.
yeah.
This is barbershop.
The locals here are very friendly and welcoming, inviting us into their homes, offering us services like laundry, car rentals, and souvenirs. Right in Luperon, there were several little produce stands, small grocery stores, and even a sail repair shop. There's also a pretty decent hardware store. Here we are in the back getting some steel cable cut.
Because our dinghy's not the easiest to bring up on the transom because I have to pull the motor off and then swing the dinghy up. And when we anchored somewhere for a while, this would just be nice because you could lift the dinghy out of the water with the halyard. And then we did cables right here. So if someone comes here, you can't just cut the cable and the halyard will be up like 6 feet higher.
And it was super cheap. We're like, how much is it in Spanish? And they're like, $4 a foot. And you're like, okay. But he meant like 7 pesos a foot, which works out to 12 cents a foot.
Yeah.
Super cheap. Just stuck them through the eyelets in the dinghy.
Yeah, through the middle eyelets, just some cable clamps. Some cable. And a bunch of fidgeting around.
Tilting upside down. Oh, the motor's in the water. Front one needs to be a bit longer than if it's too tilted, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I got them all the same length,
Yeah.
but I just figured I was going to make the front one shorter so it did lean, but it's just trying to find that lean. We only need it like this much, not this much.
Here in Luperon Bay, we didn't feel the need to have to hoist up our dinghy every night, and we left our dinghy in the water, locked to our transom. We felt relatively safe here in the bay, but it's good to have for the future. A little bit of a rainy morning today. It's nice because it's a little bit cooler of a breeze. This thing's called a Baja filter.
Yeah, it strains out debris and water. Oh, there's diesel everywhere! Ah. So, this is how they get you diesel here in Luperon.
Papo comes and asks you how many gallons you need. You give him your jerry's, and if you need more, he comes back with them.
Yeah, he's got his own. He lends you. Super easy.
Convenient.
They charge you like probably a small fee for delivery.
I think it worked out to $3.92 per gallon, so not too bad.
Yeah, well,
I guess.
Andy said like $4.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Just around the strainer. See? Looks like a leaf.
Oh. It's not too much. That's good, right?
Yeah, put this in a jar and then see how much water's in it. It didn't look like much water. A lot of dirt though.
We're trying to find food to eat.
Somewhere.
I'm waiting for spaghetti bolognese, and you're getting
A Cuban.
a beer.
Kind of
Oh, and I'm getting a pina colada. I think our spaghetti's like $3, and your Cuban sandwich is another $3.
Oh.
The restaurants in Luperon are pretty cheap. We got 2 meals, 2 large beers, and a pina colada for $15 US. It's nice to get a break from cooking, and the fact that we can both eat for a total of $12 to $22 US was great.
You've become quite the beer drinker.
Here's our
Bad for a rainy day.
yeah, perfect for a rainy day.
Did you catch him?
Yeah, of course it did.
The toad? He's a big guy.
He makes a funny noise.
Bring him closer. Hold on, I gotta step over this puddle. No.
You want to lick him?
No.
We can see if we can get psychedelic. Okay, buddy. There you go.
Let him go. Hi. Okay, it's raining. We better go.
Yeah.
We are freaking tired. It's like 8:30 in the morning and we only got to bed like 4 hours ago. Wendy's last night, where there was a big group of cruisers there. Newer arrivals and people that have been there for a while. And they're like, yeah, party continues on our boat. But be forewarned, like, you'll have a 2-day hangover.
Yeah. They kept the drinks coming.
Oh, yeah.
Kept the glasses full.
And it was definitely a fun time. And it was a really warm welcome to Luperon, so we're happy about that.
Yeah.
Everyone seems super nice and welcoming and just excited to see all the cruisers that have come in lately, so...
Yeah, apparently like 16 boats came in the last 2 days, which...
Yeah. And prior to that, there was like
Three.
So, yeah, it was great, but now we're feeling it. Gross. Who wants to get out of bed anyway? It's raining. And there's a massive flow of garbage just filling up the anchorage. So he made us toast for breakfast. Said that wasn't going to be enough. Tried to look around for a little bit. Realized you didn't know what to do. Gave up and figured that you'd hope that the coffee would just fill us.
Yeah? It's not good enough?
I'm so hungry. This is what I had to do. Make you dependent on me for food.
Filling. I don't know what to make. Yeah, I'd starve without you.
I'd starve without me.
I'd starve without me. Where are we going?
I don't know. The top of the old yacht club where people do yoga. We are exploring the abandoned yacht club here in Luperon Bay today. A lot of the cruisers will come here and do yoga in the morning, and you can see why, because the view is beautiful with the boats, the water, the mountains, the palm trees. This place was probably really quite pretty when it was in operation. All out of water, and obviously not making it because, as you've seen, it's nasty in the bay. So this is how we call for water if you want to get it delivered.
Hello, Handy Andy. Handy Andy. I think it's 68.
I don't think so. But when we got it delivered before, not by Handy Andy, but by the other fellow in the bay, Papo, we got half a tank, which was 30 gallons for us. So 30 gallons, and it was like $10 US. Nobody answered because they're all over at Hugh's boat buffing.
Yeah, they're all at our friend's boat doing a big wax job. We need water. Maybe I'll dig into the marina and check that out. They had one in there.
Yeah.
Just have to take a couple trips versus one trip, but that should be okay.
Maybe it'll be cheaper because we're not having it delivered.
Maybe. Yeah, all the guys are busy that do like Handy Andy and Papa they didn't answer the VHF, so I just went over to the marina and bought them myself. You just got to return them because there's a deposit on them. So, yeah, It's the only hose we got, and it looked kind of dirty, but that's all we got. So some of our friends had water delivered to them by Papo or Handy Andy, and they didn't have a sealed top like this. So they just had like a taped top. So make sure if you're using this for drinking, make sure you ask for a sealed top.
Yeah, nobody needs to have,
Like just someone's random rainwater.
no, like just, well, yeah, that, and, just staying on the toilet all day long. Right across from the bay, there's a nice little hike to check out the blowholes. So we just dinghied up to the beach and are walking, and it's a really nicely marked trail. Took the Vancouver right out of you that you need a walking stick for a flat trail. Yeah. I just got soaked in that one.
Yep, that soaked you good.
It was like nothing, and then BAM!
Overall, we're really enjoying Luperon, a town that is quaint with its little quirks, and we're glad we took the reviews online with a grain of salt. Join us next week as we venture out of Luperon to do some exploring and check out some cool spots.